Just want to welcome everyone to the Stacy A. Cross podcast show. Whether you're listening now or later, it is always the perfect time. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. Are you a comfort killer? Where are my comfort killers? Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you are listening, it is always the perfect time. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. My mission in life is to teach millions how to get uncomfortable, to think better, to act better, and live better. See, I overcame a 9 years in the slammer. No, overcame a 9-year gambling addiction. I got my life back. I worked alongside great people, great individuals, men, women, boys, and girls. And I started this company. I started the Comfort Killers, the leader in self-improvement. And, you can find everything that you need to know about me on my domain, thecomfortkillers.com. And you could also find this podcast, The Stacy A. Cross Show, on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, and any podcast player of your preference. I'm going to ask you for some help, though. I love asking for help. Hey, listen, that's one big thing that I've learned. In this episode, you're going to learn everything that I've learned in 2016, and you're going to be given all of that. I'm going to push all of that to you. But of the things that I've learned, the biggest thing that have helped me is asking for help. You know, when I don't know, ask for help. I don't want to be the smartest in the room. So I'm going to ask for your help right now because my mission is so huge, and I need you to help me ensure that this podcast is reaching millions by sharing this episode, subscribing to the podcast, leaving a review. I want to help. I want your help. Help me take this show to number one where it belongs. In today's episode, we're going to discuss the very best of 2017 as it relates to entrepreneurship, self-improvement, personal development, growth, success, health, wealth, all of that. We're going to discuss that, and we're going to be using all the curated information and content that I've released over the course of the months in 2017. If you would like to sponsor an episode just like this one, please send an email to hello@thecomfortkillers.com. And as a reminder, this and all my shows release every Thursday at noon. What's new at the Comfort Killers and the Comfort Killers Academy? Well, if you're a member in the Comfort Killers Academy, you received an email with the new structure, and we're going to keep that tight-lipped right now. It's between me and you. I sent an email out to my supporting cast of the Comfort Killers Academy, a.k.a. CKA. And so they've gotten firsthand information on what we're doing in the new year moving along. So that I'm going to tell the rest of my audience, still my favorites, but the rest of my audience after the new year. You'll see what we got up our sleeves. Really not even up our sleeves. It's out on the table. It's just about pressing that button at this time. Of course, you know my book is releasing on Valentine's Day. Man, Valentine's Day. We're going to fall in love with ourselves come this Valentine's Day. And I want to make sure that the information in it will just help you move along. And that's the Comfort Killers, your journey to success. How to change your life using tools you already have. That is the title. So it's a lot going on in business and life. If you have a lot going on in business and life, I would love to hear what you have going on. Join the Facebook group and share all the beautiful news in your life and business, and start the conversation with other Comfort Killers. It's the Comfort Killers culture. It's the Comfort Killers community. So I'm glad you're a part of it. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is the last show of 2017. Has been a big year. Oh, before I forget, I'm currently reading, a couple of books, but let me grab it. Currently reading Mastering the Rockefeller Habits and an advertising book. I went over to, when I was in Atlanta with Theo, I just purchased a book. And the book valued at like $500. I think he got it for like $200. But yeah, it's that important. So and that book is amazing. I think we read like the first 4 pages and was like, whoa, we got all the information we need. I see why this book is valued that much. But yeah, so I'm always constantly reading, always doing new things. Just to let you know, in Atlanta, we had an amazing time, but you could get the book, What the Real Estate Gurus Don't Tell You, from gurusdon'ttellyu.com, and How to Stack Your Money. That's Theo's newest releases. Both books are on sale right now, so definitely check that out. Go to theloniacjones.com too. Is partner in crime here, partner in the self-improvement space. We just want to help people. When you sit with people and your focus is how can we help more people? How can we move our company so that it's visual, it's there, and people could really grab it and hold it and become a part of it. So that's my focus, and his focus as well for his company and our projects that we're working on together. So that's what I'm reading. And so let's move forward, because it's going to be a big show, and it's going to be a rich show and rich content. And I just want to get right into it right now, because this will be the final show of 2017. And, with that said, I want to say Happy New Year. May much growth, success, happiness, and health enter your life now and into the new year. 2018 is going to be a fantastic year for you. I can feel it. Why? Because you're doing the right things at the right time for the right reasons. Just think about that. You're doing the right things at the right time in your life for the right reasons. And if you're not, you could quickly just change your mindset and begin doing the right things at the right time for the right reasons. A year in review should be done once a year. Get into the habit of scanning through your year, looking over your daily planner or journal, and notching those pivotal points and achievements that you've had. That must mean then that you took stock of your year, that you have been documenting your year, that you care enough to break things down, your production. And it doesn't always have to be good things, because this is life, man. You've gotten hit with some things that you didn't expect too. So your production, what failures, what little things that you didn't succeed in, your health, your career moves, what have you learned this year? And even if you haven't done that and been good at it, or you started and stopped, some months you're good, some months you're not that good at it, you look at 2018 different and say, you know what? And go get the Comfort Killers Journal, because that's why I released one of the first products that I put out were Comfort Killers Journals, because I believe so much in taking stock of your own thing. Someone said to me the other day, hey, do you know that this rapper or something had a baby? And I was like, no. They're like, oh, you don't know that? I was like, no. It's not that I don't know and I'm interested to know. It's that I don't know, and great for him, but I don't care. Because that shows me people take stock in other people's life. They could probably go back and say, hey, listen, that person, yeah, they did this in this month. Oh yeah, they released that. Oh, that movie for them came out there, at that time. Oh yeah, he's writing a book. Oh yeah, she's doing this right now. Oh, they're going to have a concert over here. Oh yeah, they play that. They know the stats of everyone else, but they don't know it for themselves. And I don't want you to be that person. And I'm not saying totally rid yourself. Year one of me into this space, I totally rid myself. I'm telling you, it was very hard even coming back to, because I created a habit of not caring so much and just focused on, I'm so focused on it, on me and the business and my circle, and just like moving forward, that it was so hard to reintroduce myself in a social atmosphere. I'm not kidding. Because I pulled out so much that I was like, oh my God, I didn't care about anything. So, and that's of course not the way to live. You gotta be social, you gotta be, you gotta care about your family, and you gotta, do things, and you gotta be around people. I get it. But that was for me because I was totally so addicted to gambling that I just needed to redirect it really quick, and I did the opposite of what I was doing. So everything that I did, I shut it off. I shut down. And you got to be really strong to do that. Because you could stay there and it get real depressing. But I wasn't depressed at all. I was freaking smashing things. So make sure that you get a journal. Go get the Comfort Killers journal. Go on the website. Go grab yourself one. They're $25. Worth every freaking penny because it's your life. So I could go pull a journal right now. I could go pull my notebooks. I could go pull my planners. And I know throughout the course, since January 2017, I could pull out and see what I was doing. I have documentation. Do you have documentation? So all I'm saying is make sure if you haven't done that, do that. For me, 2018 will manifest all that I've been working towards. There's a new business model that we're rolling out in a couple weeks here. I mentioned it, that we told our members. New products and new partnerships. Evolving. I even mapped out how many landmarks I want to materialize in 2018. And depending on what I mean by the word landmarks and what you take for it, how many big things I'm going to throw down and actually materialize in 2018. There's a thing that people battle with, and that thing is the wondering of planning. Is planning necessary, or do I just jump off the bridge? Planning is for idiots. Planning is for those that aren't hustling. So, planning versus not planning. Jumping off with fire, energy, and pure action. In 2016, I'm not going to lie. When I founded the Comfort Killers, I did just that. I jumped off the Benjamin Franklin Bridge with 2 middle fingers up with the hopes of figuring it out on the way down. I did that. In today's episode, I will have the answer for you, whether you are just starting out, you've been doing this for some time. I want to finally smash the theory of does one plan, okay, or does one just pure action, forget everything else, nothing, just tunnel vision, purely fire and energy, just going for it. Because both things, I think there's some value in it. So I want to tell you that and share that, and I want to finally smash the misconceptions. I want you to understand the benefits of forming a foundation and why it's necessary to succeed. So I'm going to recite to you an article I wrote this year. It is the first of the very best of my 2017. The article I posted was on Medium, and it actually was, it's titled, Being a Sniper Doesn't Begin with the Shot. Think about that. Being a sniper doesn't begin with a shot. You could you have a gun and you could shoot the gun, but being a sniper doesn't begin with a shot. And it's so nice because the subheading on this title is A Year in the Bag, Reflect, Reconfigure, Refocus. So it's obvious that I was writing this because I understood the misconception has needed to be smashed. Here's the article. In the realm of power, you must be a guided person. In the realm of power, you must be guided by reason. To let a momentary thrill or an emotional victory influence or guide your moves will prove fatal. When you attain success, step back. Be cautious. When you gain victory, understand the part played by the circumstances of the situation. And this is all, I took some points out of the 48 Laws of Power here. And I'm bullet pointing them. I'll do 2 more and then I'll go into my article. Never simply repeat the same actions again and again. Control your emotions and come to a kind of mental halt when you have attained success. You must step back and look where you are going. You have to be able to control yourself before you can control the others. Now, let me go right into the article right here. And again, this article is called Being a Sniper Doesn't Begin with a Shot, and you could read that. I'm going to actually link it in a resource, but it's on Medium. And you could go ahead and lead me on Medium as well at Stacy A. Cross. People want things to be how they used to be all the time. Marketing. I wish it were back to the good old days. Billboards and door hangers. Music. I wish they released an album like the classic one they did in 1975. People. I wish we were still doing the same things, partying and hanging out. Family. I wish you were still my little baby boy. Right? People want things to be how they used to be all the time. I get caught up in this sometimes and realize it is a mechanism that holds you back. You look at previous success and want it back. You can't get it back. You need new goals, new realizations, new experiences. To move to a new space, you must examine your previous successes and failures and reflect from a bird's eye view. You don't want to magnify any part of your steps because you must avoid repeating. Once you begin trying to duplicate or replicate these actions, you will not benefit your own growth. You gotta get real honest with yourself enough to see where you could optimize and refocus. Success is a daily game, not a destination. For every mistake you corrected, you succeeded. For every chance you took on yourself, it drenched in success. Look at things from a perspective of someone moving forward. Strategy and purposeful direction with an end goal in mind is totally where I am at. For the past years, I shot videos, did many interviews, started things and stopped things. I just wanted to be heard and get attention. Now that you got attention, you should watch closely how you say things, what you say, and the time you say it. It's all part of the game that you create. There are some dirtbags that just shoot off the lip. See, I'm a sniper waiting for the perfect shot. But you must know how to shoot. You must absorb information and knowledge. You must listen. Then you must know how to put your gun together. That means how the information is disseminated, implemented, and used. There is a great body of stuff to learn and implement. You may be putting your gun together backwards, or it may be taking you too long. Then you must buy a case to carry your equipment. This means you must invest in the thing. You must move forward into another market, the commercial market. You must be willing to invest in the best gear, clothing, boots. You are a sniper, not a raggedy, rusty 38 gun holder shooting blanks in the woods. After this is complete, you have got to learn to travel and stay nimble behind the scenes. You are watching the target, never losing sight of the goal in mind. You are moving forward, always one step ahead of everyone else. Then you have got to get to high ground. Physical and mental fitness comes into play here. Your body, your energy, and your alignment with strength must be recognized. It could be weeks, months, years before you finally see your target. Then you aim. The wind is off. Your brain must be optimized, highly controlled, steady hands. All of this before you pull the damn trigger. That's the end goal. Killing the target. Begins with personal development, self-improvement, strategy, balance, focus, energy, mindset, goals, endurance, persistence, love, failure, planning, positioning, being, and skill. Know where you are. Begin to self-assess. Do not let success or your idea of success get in the way of future successes and your actual true target. Be deliberate. Momentum is not everything. Do not just do things to do things. Look around and feel out the situation. You learn much through observation. Wow, I'm even moved by that article. I hope you get what I'm trying to say here ultimately. Move like a sniper. Everyone around you wants you to be frenzied, wants you to be confused, gives you so much information now that you're doubting yourself because you're asking yourself so many questions. Am I doing it right? Is this the way? Does it look good? Does it this and that? Does it? Yeah. We're all going to go through it. I went through it. But if this is helping you right now, shout me out on Twitter. I would love to know. Just say, at Stacy A. Cross, I am a sniper. There's candid conversations with comfort killers all the time. It's the conversations that you're having with your friends that you will never say on Facebook, right? And one of the goals of 2017 for me was to step totally away from the bullshit, step totally away from a fake ecosystem, step totally away from the hype. And I want real quality people in my circle with real information, real data, and they're just not followers. So, number one, I don't like followers. I always move away from the crowd. And the reason I do this is because if 99% of the people are doing this one thing over here, I don't do it. So I think I made a good point to really set myself apart, set the comfort killers apart, set my brand apart. And it just so happens I was in the car with Theo, and we're talking about the same thing. Listen, one of the things that I'm telling you, go into 2017 with this attitude, because in 2016, the very best of myself was moving away from the falsehood. Like I'm big on integrity. Okay, you know what you put out there is who you are. What you say is who you are. The other stuff is just mine. When I saw that I was getting a different imagery, different factual visualization, different reality from what people were saying, I said, oh shit, this is an industry I gotta be careful with. Okay. Yeah, I think everyone's on this mentality like you can't step aside from the crowd, even though people are talking like they can.
Yeah, they really don't, though.
Yeah, they're not, though.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I think it's a cultish mentality. Like, yo, you can't step aside from the crowd and be who you want to be and do what you want to do if it's not the most favorable.
Yeah.
It's scared. They're scared.
Yeah, and they second guess it, though. They may say, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this, but then they second guess.
Or they preach it. It's almost like they preach it, but they still cannot come to.
Yeah, they can't come to preach for. It's not coming to rally. It comes to fruition for them. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So, well, how do we overcome that? I mean, what is it? Is it just?
But here's
for me, go ahead.
Yeah. I was thinking because one thing that I know with the comfort killers and having a comfort killer attitude and lifestyle is that it's whatever you want to do. It's you stepping out of your own comfort zone to achieve whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm into building leaders. If you're into building followers, I think you're a part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so if you don't allow people to be like, shit, this is what I'm thinking over here, or sometimes disagree.
Yeah.
See, everybody want to agree.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking problem.
And everybody, like you said, everybody wants to agree. Everybody wants followers. Everybody wants likes.
That's it. Did likes ever put food on your table?
No.
Did likes ever keep your lights on?
No. And like I told you, and I read an article. Now I don't know how. I didn't do a lot of research on this article, so I don't know how 100% true it is. But I can't imagine it's too far from the truth. A high-level executive left Facebook recently because he just said, it's just, hey, we're not, this is not an anti-Facebook message here. Let me just tell you that right here. But he's just saying that basically Facebook kind of hinders communication in a way because people, they just look for likes. They just look for this. They look just, you know what I mean? And it's just, is that really what you're looking for? And we talk about this a lot, like, when I used to put up stuff on Facebook of me working and stuff, you don't get any likes. But when you put up, when you in the island, in the clear water, you're getting the likes, you're getting the follows, you're getting the comments. Let's
ahead. Let's rearrange that though.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all Facebook is supposed to do. They're liking the things that Facebook is supposed to promote. Yeah. The island, you're with your woman, you're doing this, you got the trophy, the kids games. But when we're interjecting what Facebook is by putting our business, and then we're not getting the likes, and we're asking why. Why? Because maybe your favorite guru got the likes.
That's it.
And you're trying, hey, how can I be just like that person? Again, this falls back to being a follower.
That's it.
One of the biggest wins I think I've had in 2017 was to change my model, to be okay with changing your business model, be okay with understanding how to use your time. Now, I think I pumped out over 20 interviews or even more in 2017. Anthony Santangelo, I had Jose Trujillo, Elena Cardone, Ray Abood, Billie Jean, Evan Carmichael, tons, Doris Hobbs, Jenny King. I'm just going through what I remember off the top, but there's tons. And what I've done best now is say, you know what? I've done a lot. And there's a lot of content out there, and I'm going to continue doing a lot. One of my things is I have the most energy ever. Okay, I have the most energy ever. So you have to make it purposeful energy. One thing I learned is we have to make it purposeful energy. So I wrote down a roadmap to continue doing what I love, and is being around people and learning from people. And actually, Kevin Harrington too. I forgot that. Matter of fact. Let's go into an interview that I find gave me so much value, and I was able to do a lot with it as far as move my energy around the scope of what this person was saying. Let's see if you can figure out who it is who I'm interviewing. Let's do that right now.
You throw stats on everything, man?
Do I throw which?
Stats, statistics. How many videos you do a day? How many hours you sleep in the night? How many weights you lifted?
No, yeah, I track progress for sure. Track progress. I guess I tell people that all the time. I do. I track every client, every dollar, every weight, every rep, every set. I'm a little crazy. I'm a little obsessed with that for sure.
Yeah.
I track it on the computer, then I track it on a pad, and then I track it on paper. So I always have it around me.
Yeah.
But I tried to make. It was a while ago. Who told me this? Someone told me, like that little pie graph that your productivity during the day, what you do.
Yes.
And I tried doing that, but I was spending more time doing that than actually being productive, so I threw that away.
I love that. Brings me to another point. You know, we got all these tools and gadgets, and it kind of, to set those tools and gadgets up, it takes time, massive amounts of time. So, and then it takes you away from really doing the hardcore thing that got you to where you got, and that's creating, man.
And this whole, sometimes I'll show you here. I mean, this is my, I'm always reading something, just like you. But sometimes I look at these books and I almost catch myself just.
That's my boy Lukas Rubik's. You can check him out, Rubix.com. One of the very first interviews I did in the new year in 2017. And what do you think that he was just going to say? I look at these books and I'm just like, not everything's in the book, right? You gotta just go for it. But that the overall theme of this was, do you need planning, hardcore planning, or do you need to just go? And I think that you need a balance of it. I got a lot of books here. In fact, I think I have a contest still going on where you can send me your address and I give you one of my personal books from my collection. I read a lot. And what he's saying is, man, it's not everything. Like, I'm sitting here reading. When are you going to take action? When are you going to take action? Also, in 2017, I realized that I was doing everything wrong. I did. I realized I was doing everything wrong because I'm a creative person. And not wrong in a sense of, oh my God, Stace, start all over, start from scratch, you did everything wrong. No, it was wrong in sense of what my priorities were in business. Okay, I set out to start a business. Why do people start a business? I asked that question in the Facebook group. Why did you start a business? A lot of people cannot tell you it's because, hey, I want to help people. I want to help the world. Man, you start a business so you could be well off. You could pay, you could get paid. You could get the freedom you deserve. You could, and then with all of that, with all that beauty, you could help so many people. But they failed to put that first, and so did I. And so, when I say I started off, I did it wrong. I just more on the creative side and not focused on, hey, how could we get this revenue side? So 2018, of course, that changed. And I'm very candid right now with you guys. So I made a roadmap for that. And here's another interview of someone that really helped me out with understanding that. I went to visit him in Tampa, and he gave me some knowledge. Here it is.
So many people, and if this is you, you're going to understand what I'm saying. They come up with an idea, and they're thinking about it, and then they think it's a killer idea, and then they don't have the guts to go forward. Okay, and so they put it on the shelf, and then a couple months later, they think of something, and it's like they're thinking they're going to do it, and again, they put it on the shelf. People come up to me, I had this idea back, and then somebody else did it. Yeah. And you know what I tell them? You have to act now. Wow. Because one of my books was called Act Now. Yes. And the reason I said that is because so many people just don't move on their convictions and their ideas, yes, and they don't move with their gut. Now, what I'm saying is if it's in your gut, you have to act now. But acting now means surround yourself with the experts, okay? So act by getting a team of experts, I call it the dream team, yes, and then go raise some capital with the idea and execute a plan. It's that simple,
yeah.
okay? Because if you had the great idea and didn't act upon it, you may never get the next great idea because you're only given so many of them in a lifetime.
Right.
That you know that are going to be these gems that drop down like manna from heaven, right?
Yes.
So you know, I think that it's when they come along, you got to move on them. You got to be that entrepreneur. And I say this: whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. And that's Paul J. Myers who came up with that quote. I followed him for 45 years, and unbelievable quote that I live my life by.
Yeah.
Oh, and that means you know where people drop short on this? Enthusiastically acting upon.
Yes.
They envision something, they dream it, they see it, they kind of believe it. They love it, they want it, but they don't enthusiastically act upon it, and now it's not going to happen.
Hear that raspy voice of knowledge? That is Mr. Kevin Harrington, the original shark on the TV show The Shark Tank and founder of As Seen on TV products. So I had the pleasure of going down to Tampa, visiting him. He gave me so much knowledge, and that's what this is about. And what I learned really from him is that there's tangible products, right? And I look at infomercials different now because of it. And I'm like, man, somebody had an idea. They went for it, no matter how crazy. Snuggies and all of that crazy stuff. Now there's an air frying pan, and there's still knives that you could get. There's just this, you know. And so how do I introduce some of what I've learned into my business? And again, I'm going to roll out the new business model that we have in the new year to you and to everyone. But you could go on the website and you're going to get updated periodically. If you don't already get the weekly email that I'm going to be sending out every Monday morning, beginning January, every Monday morning, and get news updates of everything inside the company. I want you to grow with the company now. I want you to be a part of the company. I want you to be owners. I want you to have a stock in the company. And that's my whole mindset is how do, Kevin Harrington mentioned it here. In all of my questions to him, I was trying to get him to talk about the digital side of things, the intangibles, the things that, hey, you get a free report when you give us your email address, okay? And he did not. And he somehow went right back to, hey, we test on the digital space. But it's to test products that are physical, that are in your hand. Great products, authenticity, authentic. Put it in a box, smell it. And I'm looking at my camera right here, tangible products. I'm talking in a mic, tangible products. So, how do you introduce that in a digital space, right? That's so big on ebooks. So it's a matter of opening your mind a bit. And your mindset, and I've done that this year, and making it happen. And as we get into the final portion of today's extravaganza, and I know that you've learned more in this show probably about me than in other shows, because it's more about, hey, how do you deal with this thing? How do you deal with that thing? I just want to talk about if you are right now in a situation where, hey, listen, maybe you don't have the funds to get up and start this big extravaganza. I'm going to show you 10 ways, 10 steps how you can start a business with little to no money right now. And I'm going to go through it because it's exactly what I did when I started the Comfort Killers. So stick around, baby. I started 2 companies essentially at the same time. One, the Comfort Killers. The second, Love and Burn. I knew that I needed a product, a commodity of sorts, which I could get at a lower price, at a wholesale, probably even below wholesale price, and resell and have a margin to start making some money in order to fund this other thing over here that takes content and building relationships and getting myself out there, getting my name out there to create. Now, one of the very first things I did was get a logo. I need to be known. If you can't get a logo, that's fine. You know, I know businesses, I've started businesses without logos, but I just know that in my particular sector, I wanted that, boom, comfort killers, boom, you see it in your face. So you could go to somewhere like 99 Designs or go to somewhere like Fiverr on a lower end if you don't have the budget. But I'm telling you, start off by selling something. Like Kevin Harrington here is saying, hey, sell something. It doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be the most creative idea in the world. It doesn't have to be the best idea in the world. Hey, this purpose of this thing is to get money. Now you can use your friends, family, co-workers, anyone that has dollars in their pocket. You have to figure out how to get the dollars out. What will they need? So you're looking at products that are essentials or commodities. For me, it was soap. Love and Burn was a soap company. So I would just go up and ask people, hey, listen, do you bathe? Do you like smell goods? Do you like to take care of yourself? Do you like self-care? I would ask these outrageous questions because I know the answer would be yes. And when they said yes, I'll be like, okay, what flavor do you want? I want to go straight to the point because I knew the purpose. When you're selling with a purpose, when you're selling with, hey, shit, I need this, it's not, you don't feel fear. You go up to anyone and say, hey, listen, this is my new thing. I'm selling this thing. I need this thing. I need, how many do you want? Because you have an obligation. You have a duty. Grant Cardone talks about this all the time. You know, it is nothing to him to flip around and sell a $15,000 coaching thing because he knows that you need it. He knows that he needs this. So you take kind of the fear of selling out and you just go ahead and do it. And then you take the fear out of what everyone is going to say. Hey, listen, Stacy, what are you doing selling soap? I don't care what you think what I'm doing. So in the meantime, in the background, maybe you want to continue on doing this other thing. Now, it depends on what you want to do. For me, I say, I learned this the hard way. And it's because I've met a lot of people in 2017. I met a lot of people in 2016. They are doing deals in the background, okay? So what you're seeing up front is maybe, hey, listen, it looks pretty. You're like, how the hell are they making money with that? In the background, they're not telling you what they're really doing. A lot of people are real estate agents. Now, in your state, and I'm going to actually suggest this. In your state, you may have 60 hours or 75 hours of real estate classes that you could take. Get them. You could be a part-time real estate agent. You could be so my thing is make something, fund this thing that you've been dreaming about. Because like I've learned in 2016 when I went down to Atlanta and I spoke to, I believe he's the CEO or the president of the World Financial Group. Okay. And he straight up said, I love playing, I play the sax, I love the sax, but or the harmonica or something. But I was like, but why didn't you? He's like, Stacy, I put out albums already. But guess what? I couldn't finance just my passion alone. I had to finance my passion by doing something else. I couldn't just do my passion. So you guys, another big question that I asked in 2017 was, do you the purpose or the money, the passion or the money? I go for the money because I need to finance my passion, okay? So there's all these other things that are happening in the background. So you have to make a very conscious decision here in what you want to do and how you want to go about it. It may take longer because you don't have the funds right now. So whatever you do, just don't be 100% digital. Don't be 100% non-digital. Don't be 100% on Facebook. Don't be 100% only on Instagram. Don't be 100% only on Google AdWords. Diversify your channels. And I'm telling you why I say your channels is because once Facebook decides, hey, it doesn't want to be a channel or it's going to charge or whatever the case may be, your customers are gone. Once Google changes the algorithm, Instagram changes this, people are losing in that field. So harness your own people, harness your own channel, your mode of communication, and you're going to get more of that in next year. I'm going to just pretty much tell you everything that I know, guys. So I want you to focus on that. I want you to start a business because, at the end of the day, you want total freedom, but you do want to do stuff, right? There's a gentleman, you're going to, you know what, let me not even say that. That's going to be my big Q1 information, my news, but let's keep that in the hat for now. But I want you to know that you could start a business without doing the orthodox of getting an LLC. Yes, you need your LLC. Yes, you need a logo, but you need to start implementing actions and imply that you're already in business. A businessman, a businesswoman, entrepreneur, they're 100% doing their business all the time. Your schedule is going to be awry, but you can handle that. You can handle that through the actions or through the outsourcing or through the delegation. If you don't have money to do either of that, get your family on board. Say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Hey, could you just invest 2 hours with me per week? And this is all I want you to do. But be upfront and be honest and have integrity. And if you're not making any money right now, it's okay, because guess what? It takes 9 years for overnight success. They may want you to think that it could happen in a year. They may want you to think it's going to happen in 2 years, but it's not going to happen. And if it does happen, great, congratulations for you. You are now Uber. You are now one of these other places that have these big Series A's, B, Series A.2 rounds of funding. You don't have that. You're grinding. If you're grinding, then grind. Just do it. But don't just be stuck in one place and be kind of like sterile and concrete, and you're not flexible. You have to be flexible in business. You have to get out there. You might start doing this one thing and end up doing something totally different. That happened to me. Totally different. Comfort Killers, the mission and the purpose is still the same. It's totally different. You might want to do B2C. You might want to do B2B. Whatever it is, figure it out and ask questions. And it doesn't matter if you're not the smartest in the room. Matter of fact, the dumbest people, I don't mean to say it like that, the dumbest people, because they're so inquisitive, because they're so assertive, they're able to be more flexible against these oh my God, I know it all people, and they end up getting more benefit from what they're learning. Read a book, put down the book, implement something from the book. Don't just keep reading books. It's not, most of my books are for show, because I didn't even open half of them. All right. So, I read book, I take along with the book. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go with the hype. Get out of the hype. You're building a company to last. Okay. So look up companies that lasted. What are they doing? How are they structured? What are their products? How's their website? Is their website giving you a lead magnet? All these things I ask before we do it. And just remember, there's no one way, there's no right way to do it. I'm telling you this right now. It's things that I picked up, things I've learned. Maybe it'll help you. If it doesn't, throw it away. That's all. So I will see you in 2017. 2018. Holy shit. I will see you in 2018, because that's going to be a very good year. We're going to start it off right, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. By next week's show. Please share and spread awareness of the Stacy A. Cross Show. As always, I love to hear from my listeners. I appreciate if you lead me on my socials at Stacy A. Cross on pretty much everything, pretty much across the board. If you have any testimonies you would like to send in, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear how this show has helped you. If it is helping you, what do you like to see more of? I want to get your feedback. Send that into hello@thecomfortkillers.com. You can leave the feedback right on the iTunes page. All good. Remember, you could join the Comfort Killers Academy, not anytime anymore. Come 2018, CKA is a bonus when you get this other product that we've been working in. We have tons of videos, everything that you need. You can get it on the domain, thecomfortkillers.com. Comfort Killers, the home of motivation, grit, inspiration, success, power, perseverance, attitude, snipers, self-improvement, freedom, action, awareness, hustle, thriving, living, believing, building. Join the Comfort Killers culture. Thank you for listening to today's episode, the final episode in 2017. Subscribe to this podcast and stay updated on the new show's release. If you just happen to stumble upon this show and don't know who the hell I am, but you want more, I put together a free starter pack. It houses all my best stuff. The starter pack, by the way, in 2018 will be available in tangible form. Click the link in the show notes to get started with the starter pack right now. As always, remain uncomfortable. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name.